歯に衣着せぬ物言いでおなじみ、コメンテーターのスティーブン・スミス氏が自身の YouTube 動画内で大谷翔平選手を大絶賛しています。かつて大谷選手が通訳を使っているため野球界の顔にはなれないと主張し、袋叩きにされ謝罪に追い込まれた同士ですが、大谷選手をどのように評価しているのでしょうか。それでは字幕付きでご覧ください。
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Barry Bonds fan. I always have been. I think that Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer long before the steroids controversy. I've always felt that way. And when I think about Barry Bonds and how great he was, I always hated I didn't hate the book Game of Shadows. It was a terrific book. And I certainly I'm not trying to imply that I hated the facts of the case, because they are what they are. But I always hated how there was this perception that Barry Bonds needed steroids to be so great. Because I was always of the mindset, this brother was a gold glover. He was a sensational future Hall of Fame player long before steroids ever came along. He just saw Mark McGwire doing it and saw Sammy Sosa doing it, and how everybody looked at them as resurrecting baseball, clearly ignoring what the hell they were doing, and they were getting gaudy numbers. And he's like, please, what if I did that? Imagine what I would do. That's how I always viewed it. I only bring that up to say this. None of that has anything to do with what I'm about to say, because it ain't steroids or anything like that. It's just about this dude, Shohei Ohtani. Ladies, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because he's the best I've ever seen. Whatever it is that they said about Babe Ruth, whatever laudables you throw out there, whatever you want to rave about when it comes to the greatness, the duality, the pitcher, the hitter, everything that Babe Ruth was, ladies and gentlemen, it's Shohei Ohtani. This is the greatest player I've ever seen in my life. I cannot believe how phenomenal this brother was. Smacking 2 doubles and 2 home runs last night, going 4 for 4. And let me tell you something right now. This is a perfect opportunity to bring this up because, with my producers watching and Griff and everybody else loving their baseball, let me tell you what I hate about baseball. Everything that I love about this game gets ruined by one thing, which I saw take place last night. And you know what that was? That was Shohei Ohtani being walked 5 times. 5 damn times. 5. I challenge anybody that loves baseball, even if you love baseball. You're a lukewarm fan, you're not a fan, or you're an avid fan who loves it. I promise, I challenge anybody out there to justify walking this man 5 times. World Series doesn't go 18 innings. It doesn't last 6 hours and 39 minutes if you don't walk him 5 times the way he was hitting the damn baseball. But because he is who he is, and because he was playing the way that he was playing, you had the Blue Jays walk this man 5 times. 5 times. That's not competition. That's not mano a mano. That's not going up against anybody. That's circumventing the competitive fervor of a contest. I'm sick to death over this. And I know this is not something to hold on to. I get it. And manager John Schneider definitely had his reasons. I get it. I understand it. But 5 times? 5? They got to a point where they said that it was a 4-hour period from when Shohei Ohtani actually faced the pitch. That's insane. Manager John Schneider for the Toronto Blue Jays had an explanation, of course, and we're obligated to listen to that. So let's do that.
His performance was really good. He's arguably the best player on the planet, I think he kind of reacted in real time a little bit. Again, man, they have a really talented lineup. It's not the easiest thing in the world to just walk him and face Mookie and Freddie. You know what I mean? So every situation is different. You gotta really execute at a high level against him. And I think the first couple games we did. I know he hit the homer off Fish in game 1, but I think that we executed pretty well, minus today. And he's a great player and took some really good swings today.
Listen, Shohei Ohtani is something spectacular. He hits the ball, you're looking for it to go out the park. And he's got the personality to go along with it the whole nine. He reached base 9 times, setting a postseason record, surpassing the previous mark by 3. That also tied the Major League Baseball record for any game, according to the Elias Sports Bureau. The only players to reach 9 times in a regular season game was Stan Hack in 1942, Johnny Burnett in 1932, and Max Carey in 1922. My God. I mean, you listening to what I'm saying here? This is insane. 4 extra base hits in his first 4 plate appearances, tied for the most extra base hits in a World Series game, okay? Joining Frank Isbell in 1906 in Game 5. This is more than a century ago. This is what this man is doing. He's the greatest I've ever seen.
最後までご覧いただき、ありがとうございました。よろしければチャンネル登録、コメント、高評価をよろしくお願いいたします。次の動画でお会いしましょう。